Okay, people often are surprised that there was a European graphic designer making posters for the Palestinian resistance, exactly for the PFLP, Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. I was a political activist in Switzerland for a long time, and in a moment I didn't have any legal situation anymore. It was the choice of going to prison or going outside somewhere where they can't catch me so easily. I opted for the second possibility, and people have been very nice with me for very. It was very easy to work with them. When I was in Switzerland working, there was always put much more questions on it. I didn't have so much individual choice I could make, like in Damascus or in Beirut, where I went to. Okay, this is one of these posters I made. It is painted with gouache color on a canson paper. This is the color of the paper, and I painted with the colors on it a little bit, letting see a little bit what is under it. For the writing, I worked a lot of studying the Arabic language and the Arabic writing, and for me it was much more easy to put Arabic and Latin alphabet together, just written by me and not by a traditional typography. That's what happened here. I integrated these writings like something written on the wall directly. Hatem Sisi was a young fighter, or not even fighter, he was just living in a Palestinian camp, and he was shot by the Israeli army. And this is a poster. He was the first victim of the Intifada, of the Palestinian uprising in 88, 89. I tried to make this kind of photo to like these little photos which are made by the photographers in the area, with this kind of frame they have, and was drawing with a fine liner pen this photo of Hatem Sisi, and the same thing in the hand, which holds this whole thing, and hold the stone as well. Stone as a symbol of the Intifada, of the uprising of the stones, because there was really children throwing stones against armed soldiers, and the soldiers shooting back, but the kids just going on and not being afraid, not being scared anymore. Of course, the orange color here for the kind of the day which breaks on the day of victory. to make a face quite big, a part of the face. I worked with 2 mirrors on my own face and put the kofia on. It was always difficult to integrate the calligraphy. Here the Latin alphabet is made by the Futura. Okay, I made this poster for it was the prisoners in the time of the Intifada. We have again the stone as a symbol of the Intifada, and the prisoner in his kind of strong, steadfast position. This is written by a calligrapher. The other things of the Latin alphabet are made by letraset lettering. You can see the color blue when it's printed over the color beige. It makes this concrete color. I like this harmonic mixing of colors. Here it looks like a woodcut, but it isn't. It is drawn with a kind of a little bit dry brush on a canson paper. And here, of course, I made this mess with a brush on a paper apart and cut it in, then made a montage of it. Yeah, this is of course for the martyrs. There's a lot of people which get killed in the uprising, the Intifada. This is the stone again of the Intifada, and the people they don't get scared. They continue to fight despite all the bloodshed they have to suffer from. We have the stones again of the Intifada, strong woman carrying the stones on her head. Kind of a dawn situation with the sky not being blue but being orangey. And we have the embroidery as a typical Palestinian heritage, which is brought together with this Intifada, with this uprising of the stones. Here the silhouette behind it is the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and it is Jerusalem with the churches and the mosque. This poster is for the solidarity with Latin America, with Cuba. There has always been a strong solidarity between these two areas, Middle East and Latin America, because a lot of people, migrants, migrated during colonialist times, colonized by the British and the French. They went to Latin America where there was already independent states, and you have this cultural mixture still very much being alive between Latin America and the Middle East. Of course, Hiroshima, a strong symbol of a massacre with the beginning of the American Empire being formed. We have this poster with Japanese writing, with Latin alphabet and with Arabic alphabet on top of it. Najib Ali was a cartoonist, being very, very popular in the Middle East area. His drawings were very bold. He drew things which didn't suit so much the Saudis and the reactionary Arab countries. And he always had this sign of the little man, the little Arabic man, resisting. He showed him always from behind, never his face. And he was asked by an interviewer one time while he did this, he said he didn't want him to be known by the secret police. Najib Ali was shot on July 22nd in 87, and I tried to make this poster with a very realistic view of the ink of the blood in contrast to the free drawing of Najib Ali. The idea is clear. It is the stone which is given from the mother to the child. It is very postery. Here all this is drawn with a ruler, but it fits anyway to a kind of a living style. This is a poster, a woodcut again. I made woodcuts a moment when the relation between the resistance, the Palestinian resistance, and the Syrian government was not so good, and we couldn't print in Syria, so we had to bring the things out of Syria, and in order not to be confiscated, or if it was confiscated, that we'd still had another example, I made this woodcut printings which were in different copies with us, so that nothing could happen. This is the first poster of the Intifada. It was when the Intifada started, and it is not in English. It is because it's for the Arab youth movement, and it was ordered like this, and it's a little bit an exception because we have most of the posters in at least 2 languages. it's clear the message. It's the telescope of a rifle shooting down the stone-throwing youth, which was very often happened in the beginning of the Intifada. Here a 1st of May poster. It's 1st of May in the Intifada. I think it's self-explanatory. Sometimes I try to do some sketchy posters. It's just with the blue and the orange marker drawn and separated after without any screening. 1st of May, of course, a very important date for a Marxist organization like the PFLP. The kids and the Women's Union, this is, goes very much together. The liberation of a country has also to be fun and to show the future, how it could look, how it could be. This is self-explanatory somehow. The stone which breaks the bayonet. In 48, it was the orange which got hurt. In 89, it is the stone which breaks the bayonet. We have again the symbol of the Intifada, the stone by the kid which got shot and gets covered by the flag in order that the whole thing, stone is taken over again and the struggle goes on. This is my prison cell in Denmark, Horsens Statsfængsel, and it's like this in prison. Everything, the life gets reduced to a very small place, and there is few little things which the prisoner has with him, and I'm drawing them. I didn't get any inputs from outside.